At 2:30, we got number 19 Wake Forest traveling to Syracuse. Wake Forest favored by 6 points on ESPN2. Wake Forest, actually Syracuse leads the series all time 6-4. Last game went to Wake Forest, so Wake Forest has been one of my surprise teams. Honestly, I don't know if anyone else expected them to be this good, but they are very good right now. Honestly, they are one of the teams you got to think. If you think reasonably, ACC might not get a team in, right? But I mean, like it's still a Power 5 conference. You got to look at it reasonably, and I understand Clemson not being undefeated or having 2 losses is it's really hurts your chances as a conference, right? But you're talking about the deepest this conference has ever been. You have a Wake Forest team that's undefeated and looking awesome with Phil Hartman at quarterback. You have a NC State team that has been dominant on the ground and on defense, been phenomenal. You have a Virginia Tech team that has the possibility of being an elite team if they can get their stuff together. They have a great defense, and their ground game has the chance of being amazing, and Paxton Burmeister is a very good quarterback. You have a one-loss Pitt team with Kenny Pickett. That is a phenomenally good football team right now. And you have a pretty solid Boston College team. I don't know how much you can really trust Boston College, but it's an interesting conference to say the very least. I think Wake Forest should be the favorite. Now, they still have to play Clemson. They still have to play Boston College. And they still have to play NC State. But right now, the way Wake Forest is playing, outside of NC State, I find it difficult Clemson's going to beat them. And I find it difficult to believe that Boston College is going to beat them. I find it very, very difficult to believe that Syracuse is going to beat them after we just watched them lose to Florida State last week, which I understand Florida State had the opportunity of being 3-1 heading into that game, with Wake Forest being the only... But, Syracuse just lost to a team that Wake Forest absolutely dominated. I understand there's not a lot of carryover in college football because a different team could be a different team any given week. Georgia Tech could absolutely destroy UNC and then get clobbered by Pitt the next week. It's kind of... Bad teams normally aren't very... decent, mediocre teams aren't very consistent. But if we're looking at it from a purely logical perspective, Wake Forest should dominate Syracuse. Now, I understand... They could not. That's a possibility, but I just don't see it happening. I think Hartman's too good of a quarterback to let Syracuse stay in this football game. I think Wake Forest drops 40+ in this game, and that's too much for Syracuse to keep up with.